day, get ready for me on Halloween as I go as a maturity trainer to exhibition the colts. So I'm going to take you along as we go throughout the day to see exactly how the colts are doing and to see if they are ready to compete in 2 more weeks. And of course, coffee. Every morning I've been writing down something I'm grateful for and also tracking my weight for the 40-day challenge that I'm doing within the shorts on YouTube and also over on TikTok and Instagram. Same videos, just posted in 3 different places. I have no new finances to report since last night, but I'm sure after today there will be lots of more expenses. So I'm going to get my devotional done, and then I'll go outside and exercise, as well as water horses before we leave. Getting their water filled up. He's coming up to drink. The other 2 kind of stalled out. The wind took their water, so they're probably thirsty. Because it's Halloween and I don't know when I'm going to get back from the exhibitions, I am going to exercise in the barn wearing my jeans. And then after that, we'll go ahead and go get loaded in this crazy wind. And I am going to be wearing my roping gloves, lifting these little weights because it is way too cold in here. It is 9:59 and the horses are loaded. It was way too windy to film out there, so I don't know how much footage I'll actually be able to share with you guys, but good news is the exhibitions are inside. So I do have my insulated pants along, and I'll include a screenshot here of what the temperature is like. I have the necessities: a coffee, my roping gloves and earrings, water, as well as a bag with snacks and my insulated pants. So we should be ready to head to Spearfish. Here I got the horses unloaded and tied up. My goal was to do a before and after of getting all their mud off, as well as getting them saddled and their manes brushed out, but it was a little too cold, so I only got the before. Here was Bo's very first time seeing a full barrel pattern. He was in the wrong lead, and then he kind of got lucky here going around the first. He wasn't sure what I was expecting of him. I do start all my horses to the left, and then there he really was just lucky and unsure of what I expected him to do. Overall, he's only 3, and this was his first time being in an arena away from home. So I was really impressed with how he handled all of the different things going on. With his second pass, he picked up the correct lead right away, which is huge. He was able to keep that forward momentum a lot better, and I set him up right away to pick up that right lead because he didn't want to pick it up with the first pass, and also being in this arena, it's a really small pattern, and so I wanted to set him up to build confidence, and so I allowed for him to break down to a trot around both right-hand turns. He was really calm and docile throughout the entire thing, even with other horses and people talking around him, he remained calm. And here we have Steele. This was our first pass, and he was warmed up kind of antsy. And then here he kind of wanted to take off and head towards the gate rather than towards the second. And so he just really needs to be warmed up a lot, and due to the weather, I wasn't really able to ride him down as much as I would have liked. I think he's really going to be cool once he figures out exactly what I'm expecting of him. He was still kind of unsure of going towards that banner. But then I did a little bit of training here on the second barrel by making him go around it twice, because here he wanted to kind of boat out of it. So I took him around it one more time just to kind of reiterate that, hey, we need to finish our turns. I wish I would have picked up a little bit more on my inside rein and expected him to wrap it rather than letting him kind of look around while he was going around the turns. But for the first time being exhibitioned since April, we trotted around the pattern once. I'm really happy with how he's looking, considering I've only been riding about twice a week. But there, the second barrel was a lot better, so it really reiterated the going around it twice was beneficial. And then I also wanted to see how well he'd come back to me if I let him run, because sometimes when you have those closed gates, you got to be careful how they stop. Here, he's itching because that's just who he is, and this is how he relaxes. And overall, it was a really great trip to Spearfish. I didn't get much filming done due to the wind, as well as the fact that I was trying to hurry home to take the girls to go trick-or-treating. And then we ended up visiting with some family friends. And so I wanted to make sure I didn't miss out on my family time as well. And so I'm really thankful I had the opportunity to haul to Spearfish and get some exhibitions and practices in, because they're hosting the first futurity in 2 weeks at that same facility. So if I can get the horses comfortable, I will have a little bit of an advantage of going there. But I also don't have high expectations for the horses to be ready in 2 weeks. For the finance side of things, I spent $30 on the exhibitions themselves. They're $5 a piece. And then I also ate out, which costs $30 after tipping. And then I filled up my pickup, which was $87.61. And so overall, it cost me a little over $146. If you have any questions or want to connect, you can always email me at coachmorganbrooks@gmail.com. Thanks for riding along. Give Jesus the reins.